guys, so this is the 10th episode, and today we will discuss something more serious. I mean, serious in the sense like it's more internal, it's more related to healing in a sense. So I will talk about this topic of suffering, but most particularly it will be not just suffering, because suffering is very broad, but a more practical context. It's like suffering from the past. And I will give you a story so that you can understand. This is where I think it will be more less intellectual and logical than more about personal sharing, because that is the best way to go about it, I feel. A lot of people have this question. I mean, a lot of people have even asked me, like, and asked other people also. It's like, why do bad things happen to good people? First of all, who told you are good? That you are assuming that you are good, that bad things are happening. But if it is reverse, looking at from your point of view, you will always find yourself good, right? Will you ever say that, yeah, I will do bad things to me? No, you never say that. But anyways, that is not the point of it. The point is more, if you remove this good and bad and just keep the suffering in mind, suffering and especially from the past, right? So let me give you examples. It starts from something happens to you which is painful or which is not pleasant, which is traumatic, and because all we think the world is our memories, right? So that's what we do. We try to keep collecting like happy memories, so that this memory body that we have created, or this memory world that I have created, whenever I go back to it, it's always happy, right? But if something like unpleasant memory comes in there, because it's not always in your control what happens in life, and most of us don't take it seriously until it happens, because we never care. We always care for us is always implied in a very small circle. It's like you care means you care about your father, mother, sister, wife, daughter, son, like this. Some people may be at job, they're like colleagues, done. That's care for you. So until these people or you yourself are affected, you never look at it. You never even try to think about it. Because why would you have a bad memory, right? Why would you see the suffering part of existence, suffering part of the life? Why would you see like someone else suffer or you suffer? because that memory will be there in you. But say, let's say for any reason it happened. I used to have this question a lot. It's like, because what happens, once something happens, your entire worldview changes. Because right now, okay, I'm walking on this street and I'm assuming everything is all right, okay? Nothing bad will happen. Let's say something bad happens. Something bad happens means anything, like someone comes, shout at me, some racist things, or something else, like this tree fell on me. Anything from natural to man-made to anything can happen. So now I will always have a biased opinion about, not biased, but my opinion or my look at life will be different now, because I know it can happen. And a lot of people who assume that it cannot happen and can keep living in it, it's like ignorance, right, in a way. So you can shut your eyes and just keep playing. Maybe it's a very old example in Indian history. It's like they give the example of a snake and a rope. So there is a guy who climbed up the girlfriend house by using a rope. But that rope was a snake. But he never realized it because it was dark. He never see it. And he did it everything perfectly. He never even realized it. So it might not even happen, if you don't realize it, that fear won't be there. But if you realize it, if it happens to you, if the memory is there, then your worldview will be different. And I think most people suffer from that only. Because what we are doing right now is we are creating these normal views, right? Normal worldviews, normal perspectives. Like this is how life should be. Like you should have. There is an ideal story basically. An ideal story has been created. Okay, this is what life is, and that story very basic. So like father and mother. Oh, father and mother are like God. Done. What if they are not like God? Like, what if, where is the option of that story? Do you tell, is it like 100% guarantee that these people will be nice? No. Then the story is like, yeah, you marry your husband, wife, husband will be nice. How many cases the husband is nice? Tell me. Or the wife is nice, sometimes the wife is not nice. Or you have children, you're like, my children will like be very nice, it will be like this, it will be like that. There is an ideal story written, and anything outside of that story, if it happens, you don't know where to go, because you always find comfort in the security of the ideal story. You understand? Because the way we are working or behaving, there is no room for anything which is considered unideal way of the story or the living. Let's say if orphan is born, no mother and father, where is their story? Let's say a person cannot see, where is their story that they can do some like very nice inventions in life and everything? And all of this can happen by accident also. So let's say you get blind. What will you do in your life? So something like that, suffering from the past is always happens like that. And I used to ask, like, when I was going through like a lot of problems, and I used to ask this question to my therapist. It's like, how can you say that it won't happen again? Because she always says, it won't happen again. You're like, it's very rare. I know it happens. Some bad things happen in life, but it will be fine. Your life will be fine from now. I'm like, how can you say that? I mean, that is illogical, right? But basically, that is their way of consolation, because they don't know what to tell you. And once, even if the probability is like 1 in 100, 1 in 1000, 1 in 10,000, once it has happened to you, you can never say that it cannot happen. And especially the events associated with like trauma, because you remember them a lot more than the positive events. So much pain and suffering is there in the collective history of the humankind, and even in the personal histories. If you look, people are very unaware. I mean, seriously, I'm telling you, people are very unaware, because most of the people are made to live in that ideal story. So even if you are going through, people don't tell you. So many people were surprised. I mean, my friends who were, I always used to tell them, like, there's so much bad stuff happens to women in our society. Every time, every day, harassment, and everywhere, in offices, even in like high esteemed colleges to like low level, even if like everywhere. Okay. And when this like Me Too happened, so everybody starts opening up, and then he's like, I never knew it is this serious. Like, if you will know if you open your eyes. Instead of keep living in that ideal story, you don't see what is happening. You just keep living in your mind. Right now, what you see is this like nice tree background and calmness. There is nothing bad happening here. Very calm weather. But people are dying every moment. People are suffering every moment. Children are dying out of hunger every moment. I think this is a good introduction. So first we went about like what we are talking about is like suffering from the past. Why it comes? It mostly because of this memory model. We always try to collect our our life or our existence in terms of these memories. That's why we put so much importance on like photographing something, or like buying souvenirs or giving, so that we remember it more. The happy incident, the happy travel, anything. But the same thing can be a very big crutch, because the same memory can be traumatic also. And it brings you fear, because it is low probability, but it has happened once.